strive to go see games that were in the playoffs and the finals, even the regular season. So, but this is the greatest stage. It's the greatest opportunity. It's also the greatest challenge. We're going against an opponent that really, on metrics, has really changed the game. So we got our work cut out for us.
Where did you drive to, just out of curiosity?
We had to drive from Lisbon, New York to Ogdensburg. It was really about 8 miles. We just didn't have cable. We had a thing, you turn the rotor in the direction and the antenna would move. It would either go towards Kingston, Ontario, or Watertown, New York. And back in those days, we only got the CBS affiliate, so they didn't have the NBA. It was, we got hockey night in Canada. It's important. And I was a big Canadian.
You mentioned the Thunder, obviously. When you played them last time, so that's the best team on the planet right now. I mean, it's what's, you talk about them changing the game and just the depth they have, and really they makes them
well, really both sides of the ball. Their depth of great defenders is staggering. You talk about, Shea's a great scorer, but he's also a great defender too. Williams from Santa Clara, you got George, you got Caruso, and a bunch of other guys that people don't talk about. Really fun too. Wiggins, Williams, Case Long, all these guys are just great competitors. So, and then they've got the rim protection to go along with it. So it'll be a daunting challenge, but a great one.
I know you just rattled off a bunch of the individuals. What do they do at a team level that makes their defense so good every night?
Well, they have great coaching. That's obvious. Mark Pagnol is a guy that I've just had so much respect for over the last 5 years. Not just because of what they did last year and this year, but just how he's developed that roster, how they've developed their organizational philosophy. It's just been a master class, So their schemes are super solid, and they've got change-ups that they throw at you, with trapping and zone and all kinds of cross-matching. I mean, you name it. And so it's going to present some different challenges than we've seen.
How do you say Tyrese embraced pressure? When he first got here, he was saying you guys had a chance on him. He wanted to be looking for the franchise. Obviously, more work to be done, but just seeing him navigate that in the last
year. He came into this really leaning into the opportunity. New start. I'm all in from day one. I'm going full bore. I want to learn. Coach me hard. I know there's going to be ups and downs. I'm gonna navigate it. He's a guy that you can always talk to. The hard times and the good times. And so there's been so much over the last 2 years. In particular, if you look back to the year previous to the last two, we were 5 games over 500 in January. When we stepped onto the court in New York to play the Knicks. And then Miles had a back thing, and all of a sudden he couldn't play, and O'Shea was in the rotation, and then his hamstring flared up, and all of a sudden we had like 8 guys. James Johnson was talking to the starting lineup, and then we went like 2 and 9 and fell out of it. So that's how fragile this whole is. And I think Ty understands that. I know that when you talk talked to Pascal about these kinds of things. I mean, Pascal's a guy who had to cut his teeth in the G League for 2 or 3 years before even getting a chance to become a consistent rotation player in Toronto. So he has great appreciation for what it takes to not just get to the finals, but to get to the playoffs at all. So we're young, they're younger. Both teams are relatively young, and I hope the world watching is enthusiastic about the way these two franchises play. They both play a style that is so pure from a basketball standpoint.
Just there about Ty embracing the opportunity and Pascal going through it. It's like almost everybody on this team has gone through something basically that led them to kind of embrace this opportunity more. Aaron being in Boston, Andrew being in Sacramento, stuff like that. How much do you think that's kept this group together and driven this group? That everybody's got sort of something that works as kind of a chip in the thing?
Well, we've all been doubted at some point in time in our lives, and you got to look in the mirror and you got to face the doubts. And you decide how you're gonna go forward. Are you gonna fight through it and find a way, or are you gonna find an excuse? So, our team is a bunch of guys that have found a way, in many different kinds of situations. There are a lot of stories about people from different backgrounds talking about women athletes growing up. Miles has had a really interesting background. Jay McConnell. Our group has got a lot of great stories, as does theirs. So, listen, we had Alex Caruso in a free agent camp in Dallas in 2015, and passed on bringing him to Summer League. They've got great stories too. So I think it helps make this a compelling matchup. We know what we're up against in terms of what the expectation is. It's going to be a better team, but that's all part of it.
You mentioned faced guards that have been really tough covers, good at getting downhill, drawing fouls, getting to their spots. What makes him specifically so difficult to guard? Have you seen him grow really into that role in the last couple of years?
This guy was born to be great. He has a coolness, attitude, he's unflappable. He knows who he is, and he has great belief. From afar, I've been watching this guy, and it's pretty breathtaking. It looks like the guy didn't break a sweat. And it's really hard to fathom how difficult it is to score 30 points in one men's league game, let alone doing it every game for 2 years in a row. Just think about it. It's unbelievable.
As a head coach, how has he challenged you a bit, not in a bad way, just in general, when you play such an unconventional style? It's kind of unique. I don't know if anybody can say they play targets out, but very unique.
That was what drew us to him. When you talk about a guy that's been doubted, when I was in Dallas, we were one of the few teams that thought he was the best player in the draft. And we tried like hell to get him and move up and everything else. We just couldn't do it. And when I tell you that Mark Cuban tried everything, when Mark puts his mind to something, he can usually figure something out. But we ended up getting Luka Doncic at the third pick. So he and Donnie Nelson were ahead of the curve on that one. We just simply could not find a way to get that. Ty is different. There's just so many different things about him. And I've learned so much over the years just about players that appear to have quirky elements to their game. And the importance of looking at what they can do and not focusing on what they may not be able to do. It's clear we got Ty that we need to surround him with shooting, with toughness, and depth, and resources. And he knew the work that we needed to do. He knew he needed to get stronger. And he knew that he was going to go through the gamut of ups and downs on this journey. So, really proud of how he has just stayed the course through difficult times. I mean, at the beginning of the year this year, no one will ever know how difficult that was for him. But through it all, he may have missed one game in the first 30. He kept playing, kept believing in himself, kept engaging his teammates, kept a great attitude. There's no more you can ask for.
Rick, the Simon family and the Pacers organization is flying out all the employees out to Oklahoma City for games 1 and 2. How special is that? How special is this organization, and how nice will it be to have that group out there to support you guys?
Yeah, it's an awesome gesture by Mr. Simon and the Simon family and Mr. Rails. Everyone is being allowed, not just one person, but 3 or 4. It's an amazing gesture, and so there'll be more than one plane going. They'll be going for each of the first 2 games, and so it's also, it just shows how much they care about the people in the organization. When we went to Paris this year, the league gave us a certain stipend for going on the trip, but they supplied an unusually large plane, and we brought extra people. And on the whole, Pacers lost a lot of money on that trip, but we had a great time. So here, this is another great opportunity. They did this in 2000 when I was in assistant. So it's great, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play on this stage, but also to have our family join us and be a part of it.
Speaking of 2000, just what do you remember about just being a part of that group, this team like the Rise, just getting that place for the first time?
It's great. It's in the past. I'm not big on waxing sentimental on things. We got to look at what's happening right now and what's happening next. And so, as in 2000, we have another daunting opponent